Good morning, everyone in the Facebook world, and if you're tuning in later, welcome. I am at Hinchliff-Pearson-West here in Galesburg on Fremont Street. I'm Kelsey Litchfield, and I'm the marketing manager for the Galesburg Area Chamber of Commerce. And this morning, we're here live, obviously. Otherwise, if you're tuning in later, we're not, but that's okay.
Recorded.
Recorded, exactly.
And edited, I hope.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
I like it all natural. Okay, yeah. But we're talking about business before hours this morning. It's a new event that we're introducing to our members. And you're like, well, that sounds familiar. Well, yes, we've done business after hours before, 5 to 7 p.m. Now we're doing business before hours to kind of give people a chance to come and mingle before they go to work.
Or it could be after if you're a third shifter.
Exactly.
Nurses.
Very good idea. So depending
shift.
how you look at it, it could be an after hours too.
For there.
There's no typical work day, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Not around here. There's
Nope.
not.
So business before hours, we'll call it that. But if you're after hours person, well,
There you go.
feel free to. So before we go any further, I'll have you two gentlemen introduce yourselves to the Facebook world and let us know who you are.
Go ahead, Todd.
Okay. I'm Todd Ettinger. I'm a longtime funeral director here, one of the 3 current owners of this establishment, Hinchliff-Pearson-West.
So,
Oh, I'm Alan Palmer, and I am too a funeral director and one of the owners, and a long-time established funeral director. I'm just going to follow what you say. So, yeah.
Ditto.
and then
Ditto.
Carrie's the third
That's
owner,
right.
and she couldn't be here today, but
No,
she's
she's on vacation.
We should have gotten like a cardboard
poster,
cutout.
yeah. One of the
She-
emoji heads.
Yeah, she could have
Like a
joined.
big head of her.
She could have joined us this morning via
Yeah.
that way, but
That's
that's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I
she
did
could,
tell Avery that we should
Could've
get
done
those.
Yeah.
Or the ones with the little head cutouts.
We could have just printed out a photo of her and just stuck it kind of like maybe to the door.
We
or
could have
something.
actually had Avery here, who is one of our employees, and she could have just pretended to be Carrie.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
Carrie, if you're watching, we
Yeah.
darn it, we went live too.
Dang it.
And we
We're gonna throw you under the bus too, for not being here.
So we gotta do what we gotta do. So first, before we talk about event details, if someone's watching and they don't know what HPW does or is, that's fine. But give us a little bit of history or a mission of what HPW is.
Sure.
You wanna start with the history or the mission?
I'll start about a little bit of
Okay.
history. I think, in Galesburg and our surrounding area, including Abingdon, the Rova communities, Knoxville, Cameron area, Hinchliff-Pearson-West is a long-standing name. The Hinchliff name in particular has been present in funeral service for nearly 100 years.
Wow.
And prior to that, culminations of our funeral home have just kind of rolled into what we are today. We maintain records from the Kimber and West Funeral Home, the first in Puckett and Hannum and Copeland.
Right.
Just kind of all rolled into what is the current day Hinchliff-Pearson-West. That name itself, the 3 names, Hinchliff, Pearson, and West, dates back 50 years when those 3 gentlemen formed their partnership.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are like a big conglomerate of a bunch of smaller funeral homes that were, and they just kind of merged together and created Hinchliff-Pearson-West.
So have they been in, you said 100 years, have they also been in the Galesburg area for 100 years practically?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and don't forget Larson down in Abingdon.
Right.
Mhm.
They ended
Okay.
up buying that in
84, yeah,
Okay.
I think it was. So, we've had a presence here for a long-standing, I guess you'd call us a fixture
Yeah.
Okay.
in the community,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be?
And we kept the same name because of that reason. And I think to answer your question about the mission of Hinchliff-Pearson-West is just to continue on the great care and the good name.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And have you? I'm gonna show how old I am, which is not
And
very
cut.
well. Not yet. We're not cutting yet. Have you guys always, like, location-wise, have you always been here on Fremont Street, or I'm just kind of curious if this has always been your prime location.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this location itself, when I said the Hinchliff-Pearson-West, the 3 names together, that's been 51 years now. The 3 of them, the Hinchliff and Pearson Funeral Home, which was located at the corner of Broad and North Streets,
Okay.
behind the 4L Plaza where
Yeah.
the big phone tower is. That's where the funeral home was. And then Kimber and West Funeral Home was actually on the square where the Broadview is.
Okay.
So when Chan West and Jack Hinchliff and Richard Pearson joined forces, they moved out here, built this facility, and then took on
Okay.
the three names.
Awesome. Okay.
And then as far as the Abingdon location, it was Larson Funeral Home
Okay.
prior.
Since I love asking people where, because they're never always in the same location, like for so many years, but I like to learn a little bit of the history,
Sure.
so a little bit of history buff. So next on to a fun question that I like to ask personally. What is one thing that would surprise the audience watching about HPW? Give me like a fun fact or two that people might not know.
Well, Todd came up with a good one. Go ahead, Todd.
Well,
Are we moving? I think we're dancing.
Are we
Okay,
dancing
keep
a little bit?
All right.
Go for it.
Well, one of the things, yes, we've been dropping out the Hinchliff name because half the community mispronounces the name and refers to it as Hinchcliffe. And if you look closely, there is not an extra C in there.
Yeah.
You know, we're fairly forgiving of it because it's not my name personally, but we are very cognizant of it. It isn't correct, but you know, it's fine.
Right.
We don't get too owie.
But some people might not know that, and if you're watching this and do not know it, well, now you know.
Now
you
you know.
don't know what you don't know.
There you go.
So-
You learned something today.
Yep.
Right,
Exactly.
there you go.
You know, when I first started working here, I pronounced it. I grew up in the community. I'm from Knoxville, and I always thought it was Hinchcliffe. And I get here and they corrected me. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
well, my whole family's wrong.
That-
yeah.
That's the
Take it
first.
back.
That's the first question with any new hire, or the first.
Yes.
practice
How do
thing,
you
like,
pronounce-
That's one
can
of
you
the,
pronounce our name when if you're going to answer the phone? It's important for the people who work here to know the name.
It's all
so.
about a branded thing. Yeah, I agree.
that is an interesting thing. You know.
And then there was another one I liked, how you were talking about the pens.
Yeah.
You're
Go
known.
ahead,
They're
Alan.
known for their
Well,
pens.
yeah, we used to. We're certainly known for the pens. We would use, and we still do. We give them out to whomever would like to have one. We go to the hospitals or nursing homes and give a pen to the nurses. And I remember a lot of the nurses would call it they called it. I didn't name it the death pen, and it would keep the deaths away as they used it. But our pens that we have are usually pretty nice.
Yeah.
And we've had to change them a little bit throughout the years. They stopped production of the ones that we really liked. They were a real small, thin metal one by Bic, but they stopped production of it, and so we had to try on a different one. But everybody seems to like our pens.
Mm-hmm. As a matter of, I have a fun story about
Okay.
that. Probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was at a local restaurant, and the waitress didn't know where I worked, and she brought me my ticket, and I was signing it, and she gave me her pen, and I'm like, well, this pen feels familiar. And I look at it, and it was one of our pens, and I said,
Oh.
hey, where did you get that pen? And she goes, don't tell anybody, but I stole it from the funeral home. And I go, well, I can set you up. So
I can
now,
give you more.
each time I go there, I try to remember to take her a pen because she can't keep track of them and that. So.
It's the smallest little thing, but pens are so recognizable for brands. Why? I don't know. But if you have a good pen, people will use it, and that's the best form of good advertising, I think. So.
Some people are privy to our secrets, where the drawer is. But,
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah,
Mr.
and probably
Stevens.
some watching this can probably maybe see where they are in the background if,
So
they're-
if you
if they
have
know it.
if you have an HPW pen, hold
Right,
on
hang
to
on
it.
to it. Hang on to
And if you're coming for business before hours, maybe they could have a pen.
So I'm
Certainly.
sure
Yeah,
we'll have
they
some
could have
pens
a pen.
out. Mhm.
So
We
talk.
hand them out to the high school students.
Oh,
on
do you?
their
And
tours.
Todd and I were talking about this earlier. If you come to business before hours, depending on the timing of it, you will be able to give some tours on the day of.
Sure.
If it's okay. So
If it's, yeah.
if it
Possible.
works out, no promises. If it works out, but
Right.
they'll be more than happy to take you on a tour of the funeral home. So if you're joining in business before hours, Friday, April 5th, so a week from tomorrow. This is a free networking event to our members, so come and network and see if you've never been to the HPW funeral home before. Come and do you want to tell them like coffee and who will be providing all that good
Sure.
stuff?
Sure.
I think Todd knows more than that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna have pastries from Carriage House Bakery, and Innkeeper's Coffee, and orange juice. without the champagne. It'll just be orange juice.
Dang it.
It's a work day for all of us. No mimosas, I'm sorry. You know, an omelet station had always been fun, but we're just gonna have to keep it simple here.
We'll keep it simple this time, then next time around we'll ramp it up.
Right.
I was thinking Bloody Mary, actually.
Bloody Marys.
Well, then there's that too.
I'm more of a mimosa person, to be honest. But that's okay. You know, we'll don't eat breakfast that morning. I guess that's what we're getting at, because we're
Right.
gonna have some things here for you.
Right. We'll
So-
also have a couple of gift certificates to the
Okay.
Carriage House that we'll be giving
Awesome.
away. A gift basket with some innkeeper's coffee and gift card in there as well.
Awesome.
So-
So
How do you get those? Don't be like Alan and forget your business card. So bring your business card, and that will help you win the gifts.
I think we just cut right there.
I
'Cause he
think-
just dropped the mic.
Yeah, I did. Boom.
You're very well trained, because we tell people when you're doing the video, say, don't forget your business cards.
I did.
I
Yeah,
didn't even
said
have to
it.
tell you.
Well,
So-
Pam, she can vouch. You know, I always had to come in. I had to sign my name. If I had a business card, I wouldn't have to do it. So,
Yeah. So then you could just drop it in and
yep.
go on and
Don't be
enjoy
like me.
yourself. Don't be like Alan.
And forget your business card.
Don't forget your business cards, because that's how we, if you have never been before, that's how we draw for those prizes. So,
Right.
but we do have fill out cards that you can do. But
Yes.
thank you both for joining me for
Thank
this
you.
Facebook
Thanks, Kelsey.
Live. Later record again, Business Before Hours, Friday, April 5th, starting at 7:30 in the morning.
See you next Friday.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.